Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour, mes amis, dear friends. My name is Travis John, and here's another one, another video. I think I found a set ground for this channel, and I'm finally gonna get some sort of consistency with this. So, what this used to be before is I used to talk about movies when I was much younger, quite a few years ago. I think I started this when I was I feel like I was 12 or 13 or something, and I would just talk about movies because obviously, well, not obviously, I mean, a lot of you don't know me like that, but films are my first love, and they always have been, and I've always had a divine love for them on almost the same level of music, although my love for music is just a little bit higher. I still adore filmmaking as an art form, as a way of telling stories and moral and philosophical enlightenment and all that. And you can do so much things with it, as well with music and words. It is a mixture of all these things, and it's really, really remarkable work. A lot of remarkable works out there, and I'm very happy to have seen a lot of a lot of excellent films. So I guess I'll just talk about a lot of them because I love, like with music, I love talking about films. So I'm probably just going to mix it up every now and then. But for right now, for a while at least, I'm going to be doing a sort of series to sort of start off with the filmmaking, like talking about films. I want to start by talking about the films of Khalik Allah, who is a New York photographer and filmmaker who is a huge inspiration to me as someone who has wanted to make films for a very, very long time, and is actually getting the hold of doing something like that. And this inspiration and this notion came from watching a few films by a few certain directors. I can give my props to Wes Anderson. I mean, always Spike Lee, of course. Abbas Kiarostami, Barry Jenkins, and Khalik Allah, to name a few. Anyway, there's a lot of great filmmakers, but I guess those are some of my favorites that I'm familiar with a lot more of their work than most of these filmmakers. But Khalik Allah has become one of my all-time favorites. Oh yeah, let me mention Sergei Parajanov too, because his work is astounding. I need to see a lot of it, but I saw The Color of Pomegranate not a long time ago, like a few months ago, sometime last year, and it blew me away. Really a beautiful film all around. I'll talk about that another day. But for now, I want to talk about the films of Khalik Allah. So I discovered him because I had recently gotten the Criterion channel, and I was browsing that, and I think I was browsing Letterboxd as well. And then I saw one of the films mentioned, his film Filmmakers, and that was the first I heard from him. And I checked a little bit of it out, like some clips on YouTube, and it looked really cool. And then I looked on Criterion and saw some of it, and it was really, really remarkable, really striking. It was inspiring me. It inspired me in the way that he had filmed people across the street of Lexington Avenue, I believe, and he filmed them, and then there's audio in the background, but they're not synchronous. And I know why he does this. He does this as a form of privacy and a sort of artistic notion, but mostly to keep the anonymous anonymity of the people he's talking to, where it doesn't relate to what's being shown visually. And it's also a very visually striking film. All of his films are very visual, and you really need to observe a lot of what's happening because it's so real, and it's so beautiful in how much it basks in its reality. And I really respect his work for that. A lot of it is dark, and he usually takes pictures of black individuals where it emphasizes on the beauty of their skin color and that melanin, and it makes it look so genuine. It's such a genuine art Um, that film is great. I've seen most of his films already. I started watching I Walk on Water, which came out last year, quite recently, so I'm probably going to be finished that by the time this whole series is done. But I want to talk about his films and why, and each of them. Um, let's see right now, my favorite so far is Black Mother. His film Black Mother, which came out in 2018, I believe, or no, 2019 actually. That came out in 2019. That was a really remarkable film. Actually, I don't remember if it was 18 or 19, but I saw it last year and it's really good. It's a masterpiece, but I'll talk about that another time. Urban Rashomon, though. That was that's one of his first. That's not his first film like ever, but it's the first one I want to talk about. I guess I'll just talk about the ones that I saw in Criterion, and then I'll mention I Walk on Water as well in this series. The films that are on Criterion. First one was Urban Rashomon, I'll mention, and it's a very it's a shorter film, of course, but it is also very striking for that same sort of style, and it revolves around Khalik and sort of his relationship with this man we met, who he was using as a subject, but he ended up becoming a little bit close with Frenchie, and this man, his Haitian man, who lives on the street that he documents, and it's about their relationship and just a documentation of certain experiences he's had with him, like Khalik has had with talking with him, and like taking photos of him, and how just different stories relating to Frenchie, like he would buy stuff for him, he would buy like smokes and whatever for him, and would document him, and when Frenchie's in these really really, I don't even know what the word to use, obtuse, upsetting states because of what he would intake, and it's really interesting, that sort of relationship between the creator, the artist, and the subject, how it's showcased like that. And also, I really admire of course, the photography and the film, just the overall look of the film is very dark and real, just like I mentioned, just vast in reality, and it's pretty much, his style. It's really striking. It's really unlike any other. I haven't seen any other works like that. I mean, I'm not gonna say all of his works are the same, because no, of course they're not the same. They all flow into each other, and they all have a certain flow and certain style that fits and connects within each other. Although they're not the same, and they don't talk about the same things. Urban Rashomon and Antonyms of Beauty are kind of related, because they both have French in it and all that. Urban Rashomon was really remarkable. A lot of the filming of Frenchie, excuse me, just capturing his overall states and the sort of moral dilemma it has when you photograph someone when they're sort of out of it because of whatever he was smoking, whatever, and when he's out of it, he's in another state. And Khalik mentions that sometimes, like, wherever he wasn't here, but he had documented it because, I mean, he's a documentarian, right? Like, I guess he finds pleasure in documenting certain forms of reality and just engrossing himself in it. And it's really remarkable that even though I don't know if I could ever do that, like if someone I know was like really messed up in that certain moment, I probably wouldn't document it. But I mean, man, it just provides a moral dilemma. Of course, I don't really want to spoil a lot about the film. It is really short. It's like 16 minutes long, but not as long as some of his others. I Walk on Water is like 3 hours long, so it's really, but I'm still watching it. I'm pretty far in right now, like maybe an hour, 42 minutes, and I'm in 42 minutes right now. For Urban Rashomon, I think was, as the first one I saw, really helped with finding a vision for what I want to do in a film, and really helped build my love and respect for photography as an art form. Of course, I've always had a love for photography, but I never really pursued it, mostly because there were so many cameras and I didn't know what camera to use. I mean, this is the same for filmmaking as well, but now I have a set plan, a set vision, a set understanding, and a set respect, higher respect for this art form, and filmmaking as well. So of course, just an eternal thanks to Khalik Allah. Urban Rashomon, really remarkable film showing the relationship between him and this man Frenchie, and I mean, that's all I'll really say about that. The most tangents I can go, well, not tangents, but like the most I can go on and on about is definitely Black Mother, because there's a lot in that film that is so beautiful and touching to me. Relatability, like, anyway, I won't talk about it right now. I want to talk about it in a separate video, but please watch Urban Rashomon. It is on YouTube. Please indulge yourself in Khalik Allah's works. They're all incredible, all remarkable works. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll come back tomorrow with talking about antonyms of beauty, and then I'll do Field Niggas, because that came out, and then I'll do Black Mother, and then I'll Walk on Water. So pretty much it. This is a set series, Khalik Allah, the films of Khalik Allah. If you do end up seeing any of these videos, Khalik, I really just want you to know that I respect your work a considerable amount, and I look forward to all your other endeavors, artistic endeavors, and just know that you have inspired me greatly as an overall artist to sort of how I perceive photographs and documentation. So really, thank you. And I'll keep talking about films, of course. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm definitely gonna keep doing this, like, each day whenever I can. Khalik Allah films and other films that, you know, pique my attention. Might do one of my Criterion collection. It's relatively small, but I'll talk about him still. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you all have an excellent evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you all view this. And see you later. Peace.